Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daddy Daughter Dishes podcast. I am your host, Kiara, and with me, I have my lovely co-host,
BJ the Daddy.
BJ the Daddy. He is the daddy. We are looking very much alike today. He is the daddy. I am the daughter, and this is Daddy Daughter Dishes, episode 27. Sheesh.
27.
We are getting up there. We are old.
We getting along.
We are
getting on up there with the episodes.
We are. We're gonna be at episode
along.
like 30 before you know it. And then we'll be at 50 and then 100 and
so I don't know if we talked about this before. Are we gonna do like a break in like a season? Are we gonna like do a season finale show?
That's a great question.
And like do a hiatus. Make sure our writer's contract gets signed so we don't.
Who we gonna be negotiating with? Ourselves.
Each other, I guess.
Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna give you $2 and you send it back. Just keep it in your Cash App. We're just gonna send it back to each other.
Sitting back and forth. We're probably gonna be under the thumb of these people who I'm trying to negotiate this start date with.
Oh gosh. Oh well, yes. In that case, we will be. We'll make an executive decision offline, but y'all can expect some season, maybe a fall break or something to get. Let us get our bearings, because making this podcast is not easy.
Take a deep breath.
Getting it out there to y'all on a somewhat routine schedule. Y'all are like newborns, We got to keep y'all on schedule.
I don't know if many people even think about what goes into this. Like, it's not hard, so to speak, but it's not freaking easy either. Like,
no, especially when
you. I mean, you.
For you,
you're at home. I mean, as far as
we both carry different weights.
Connecting, right? Like, I'm somewhere in Texas right now, and you're at home, and
North Carolina.
It ain't always easy for me to like. Okay, so since I've been here in Texas, going on 2 weeks, I wake up at 4:45. We leave the Airbnb, which is where I'm at now, at 6. Driving out, we got about an hour, anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half drive to the work site, and then we working 10, 11 hours. And getting off work, drive back here, get something to eat, get a shower. And now, it's already 8 o'clock. And I got to do my podcast with my baby. Like, that's a lot for me.
It is a lot.
That's just logistically. Now, for you, you're a full-time employee. Like, you work, you got a whole life. You're a wife. You got a whole house that you're trying to maintain. So it's just as equally challenging for you too. So,
and then I have to edit it,
nobody to be
publish it, and make sure it sounds good.
Yeah,
I can't have y'all listening to trash. I mean, I could just throw it up there, but that would not be very kind of me. So I won't, because I won't tarnish the brand. But we put our efforts into this podcast, and it has gotten us all the way to episode 27.
27. Well, I remember when I was 27. Anyway. No,
I don't, because I'm not here yet. I remember when I was 24. Seemed like it was just last week.
It was. That is.
It was.
You did have a birthday yesterday, didn't you?
Not yesterday. Do you know what day it is, sir?
Day before. You see? I can't. That's what I'm.
We
that's
just
exactly
had a flashback
what I'm talking about.
I just had a flashback of Franklin Elementary, 3rd grade.
Man, look.
You asking me, when your birthday? June. Daddy?
No. I did that?
Yes. You was like, September 28th? I said, no. That's your birthday is 28. Mine is 18. We share the 8, but we are different digits. This light is hot.
Yours 18, Mari's 19. Yours 18, Mari's 19. Mine 28. Your mama was 29. So it wasn't hard to get all them numbers confused there.
No,
bunched
that
all together.
was kind of hard to get the months though, but you managed. It's okay. I still love you.
Yeah, I
Uh,
managed. Thank you. Thank
but
you.
how have you been doing since we last spoke on about a week and some change ago, or a little bit over a week ago?
I mean, since the last time we recorded, I've been doing pretty good. Like I say, just out here in Texas working. Like some of the I posted some pictures from Texas on my Facebook page, and I'm literally working out in the desert. Like there's trees and stuff like that, but ain't a lot of water, and it's hot. Like
Ooh.
today, the forecasted temperature was supposed to be like 93, but it was every bit of 102 today out there. It was warm.
Is
That's
it
another thing
dry?
I figured out.
It's
It's
dry.
dry. It is
Uh,
dry. It's not like unbearable. It's not the air is not heavy where it just weighs on you. Like when you go outside, you just start sweating just because you're
mm-hmm.
outside. It's not bad. Plus, out there where we working like on a windmill farm, so there's always a breeze, a nice breeze.
Oh
Like
shit!
it's not bad. It's not bad at all. But the sun does bake on your ass all day long.
Yeah, and I mean
But
you
it's
you
been
in the
cool.
highest point of where the sun is hitting too, because you ain't in no shade or nothing, because you working on a pole, right? Like you're working,
I'm
like
actually working out of a crane basket because the
whew,
structures are so tall. They're like I think 100 and I don't over 120 feet tall. All the structures
sheesh. Man, how
that
do
we
you
working
not
on.
want
And
to just look down and just say, "Eh," jump out?
I mean, oh, it gets a little hectic up there sometimes, especially
I
like for
imagine
my
so.
crane. We got two crane baskets, and the crane basket that I operate, I have to run the controls while I'm trying to work too. Like I have to get the basket in position for us to do our work, and once we get in position, I put the remote down, and I have to, help my bucket buddy work. The
Bucket
guys in
buddy.
the other crane, they have their own operator who he's sitting in the cab, and they just give him hand signals. And it's a little their crane is a little faster than ours, but we work together. We got a nice groove going now, so we working together and getting some shit knocked out. It's been pretty cool actually. It's been real nice
Oh, that's what's
working
up.
on
That's cool.
345 line bundle wire. Yeah, making up jumpers. It's been
Yep,
cool.
everybody on the podcast know what that means. A
Nah,
345
nobody
bundle
knows what that
wire.
means.
Yup. I know what it means. No, I don't.
So
I
a
don't know what it means.
345 kV line puts out 345,000 volts, kilovolts of wire of of
Ooh.
of voltage, not of damn. Here it is. Let me shut up.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, 345,000
A lot.
volts. A lot. You know,
Enough to
I
fry you.
posted a video.
So you need
Well,
to be careful.
I got a video. That I got. The line is not energized, but it runs parallel to another 345 kV line that is energized. So we get some induction when we putting on our grounds and taking our grounds off. We get a nice little arc. I gotta send you that video. I sent it to Mari the other day. She was like, "Daddy, that look cool." I was like, "It is pretty cool, but that shit'll
Hella
kill you if
dangerous.
you don't respect it."
Yeah, that's just dangerous. Sounds like enough to fry an individual. So you just
Yeah,
be
it's
careful.
not bad. When you take the proper safety precautions and do your job the way you're supposed to, you don't have too many problems. That don't mean you can't. It just means most of the time you don't.
Yeah.
Um, Outside of work, man, that's just it out here in San Angelo, Texas. Um, Pretty much just working. That's all I'm doing. I go to work, come here, eat, shower, eat. Then by the time you look up, it's time to go to bed. I ain't got time for too much of nothing else. I'm missing my people right now. Hair and makeup, you, Mari, my crew, Rodney, Pud, Felicia, Kim, my siblings. I've only been gone for 2 weeks, but
I was gonna say you ain't even gone that
I'm
long.
kind of
You
missing my
missing
folks.
already?
Yeah. I'm getting older, man. Like the ties that bind are stronger. Like it's just, I'm getting older. So I appreciate the people that are closest to me more. Not to say I didn't appreciate them in the past, but when you get older, you just start looking at things and viewing things a little bit differently. And
Tell me
that's
about
where I'm
it.
at with
I
it. Like,
totally understand.
yeah. You just turned a year older, so I know you can feel that wisdom coming along as you age.
Yeah, you saw my caption. I said my prefrontal cortex is finished baking. It's over for everybody because I'm wise now. I'm complete.
I did see that. I didn't have a damn clue what it meant, but I saw it.
A lot of people said that, and I was like, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. So it's not in a science textbook, but if you Google like what age does your brain fully develop at, it's 25, basically. And the last piece to develop is that prefrontal cortex. Now, you can absolutely do things to reduce the quality of your brain, and you can do things to strengthen it.
Like what?
Hard drugs. Like meth. Don't do meth, guys. Y'all can smoke a little weed.
Don't do drugs.
You might even do a little
really
book
a
of sugar.
drug?
No, it is not. We can get into that another time.
Wait a minute.
What? You didn't let me finish. I said y'all do a little book of sugar, but make sure it's tested. And then after that, don't do no more. But that's as far as you can go.
What you testing? You testing how it
smells?
I'm
not testing. No, you tested for fentanyl. There's a whole crisis out here. People getting laced and stuff, and they going crazy. They just want to have a little upper, and that fentanyl say, "Oh, I got something for you." So y'all test y'all stuff and stay away from the hard stuff.
Going to the upper room, fucking with that.
Okay,
fentanyl.
or to the damn upper streets, because your ass. This zombie looking. We think zombies is not real. You see the streets of San Francisco or Philly, them things is real, and it's terrifying.
They real.
So you can strengthen your brain and you can weaken it, of course, but it is like quote unquote fully developed at 25. So I am an official developed adult now.
Look at you. I'm proud of you. I like what I see in you. I see so much of myself in you.
I said we looking a lot alike today. Our jeans is, I don't know if it's because we both got on the chain action or because we got the chain and the headphones, but we are looking very twinnish today. I'm here for it.
Hey, I take it as a compliment when anybody say I'm looking like my daughters. So I'll take that because I have some very beautiful daughters.
Aww.
In you and Mari.
Shout out to the
Mari. I miss Mari, man.
Shout out to the kids.
Mari be cracking me up.
Mari is hilarious. Did you finish recapping your week, dude? Cracking me up. What she say? Would you laugh? She say something funny?
Just like she had said something to me last week, something about she was having some dreams. I don't know if I might have mentioned this
about Fari, right?
Or not. Something about Fari was in her dreams. And then so she just been hitting me out the blue lately with messages. And I guess that's just another one of those things as I'm getting older. And she's not asking for anything. She's just hitting me up. And
Dad, what you doing?
Just does it
for WID. Me.
Yeah,
She texts you dad first. Just DAD. Dad. You be like, what's wrong?
She text me something.
I'm sure I got
something yesterday.
The girl told me I was tickling 30. She told me I was tickling 30.
About you.
I said.
She told me. Let me find it real quick. She told me she was swinging fetuses, and it threw me for a whole loop.
She said fetuses.
What you talking about? Fetuses,
not feet. She gonna try me for fetus. Well, okay, I need the rest of the story before I add my reaction.
No, she meant feet. She was being funny because I asked her, I said, what the hell is swinging fetuses? And she said swinging feet and put the laughing face emoji. I said, girl, you had me going crazy for a minute.
Okay.
And she said, I know. She knew Yeah, I was. Yeah, she had me going for a second, but it's just little stuff like that. She been sending me updates on some of her school work and what she got going on in school. Like I haven't had to prompt her, and I really enjoy those updates from her. Just
Aww.
keeping our little bond, keeping it tight.
Yeah.
But
As you should. Period.
yeah, she yeah, outside of that, just work. Let's see, this past weekend we started working 6 days a week out here. So Saturday we worked, got off. I tried my best to stay up and watch the Colorado State football game, but the old man in me took over, and I think after the third quarter I
Hey,
had
you
to lay it
lasted longer
down.
than I
But I
thought you
will,
would.
especially after a long day work, I lasted longer than I thought I would. Because I thought I wasn't even gonna get to watch any of it.
Are
But
y'all in
man,
the same time
it
zone?
was
No, y'all aren't.
yeah, we
No.
in Central
No?
still.
No. Same
Not
as
as you.
Colorado. As Colorado.
No, they're in Mountain. I
Okay.
think they're a
Okay.
Mountain. They're an hour
Yeah.
behind what we are.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
here that the game ain't come on till 10. So my staying up till
Right.
third quarter was a lot later, quote unquote, than, what a central time staying up till third quarter. But I stayed up. I am sad that I didn't get to see it all, but I saw them highlights. We're gonna talk about it later though. So put
Me
a pin
too.
in it. Don't you jump on that when you're still
Okay.
in the
And
weekend
then
recap mode.
Sunday Sunday was a day of cleaning the Airbnb, cleaning the bathroom, because it's three guys that stay in here,
Oh, it's three of y'all?
and we share a bathroom. Two of
Y'all
us
share
share a
one
bathroom, and
bath?
neither one of us don't like nastiness. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the Sunday chore. We don't work, so I get up, run to the grocery store, come back, do laundry, clean the bathroom, get ready for the work week, and then by the time the football games come on, man, I found a spot on that couch, and that's all I did was watch football on
Dangerous place
Sunday.
to be. That's a
And then
dangerous
them
spot to
Cowboys
be.
won,
Hey, they
dominated
giving y'all hope,
again.
ain't they?
My
Giving y'all
Cowboys is look my
them
my
and the
Cowboys
you
is
know
looking
who
good right
else?
now.
You know who else is looking good too? Them
Who?
damn Commanders.
Who?
Looking a little nice. I said, let me
See, I
find
knew you was
out.
gonna say
Let
that.
me find out that they trying to look. The script this year says that but they can't. But the script says that somehow the Cowboys will play the Commanders in the Super Bowl. Don't know what script.
Mm-mm.
Don't know how.
No, that's your script. Ain't happening.
That is my
Now
script.
they can
Hey,
play each other
real quick. Did you
in the
see
NFC
since
Championship.
you were watching football? Yeah, I'm
Man,
excited to see. I would like to see that. I would like to see that if I could. But did you see the commercial? I loved it. The marketer, the comms person in me loved it. That the commercial about it was a play on like AA, like Alcoholics Anonymous, or like a support group, and it was like all the fans. It was like one fan per team, a fan of a team who like sucks basically, like normally typically sucks, and everybody was like, we won 2 games and we thought we were going to make it to the Super Bowl, but then those were only 2 games we won. And then somebody was like, tell us about it. Like somebody had on a Bears thing. They was like, tell us about it. And then this guy was getting coffee and he said, I don't know if you guys know. And they were like, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm the Cowboys." And they said, "Oh, we know." And he said, "Oh," and he just went and took his seat. But I thought that was the funniest shit because everybody was like, we might." It was a cowboy. It was a Cowboys person said, we might take it to the Super Bowl this year. And then the lady said, "No, you're not." And this was an NFL commercial. This is an NFL commercial. I said, I wonder how do players feel being like, yo, we are really the laughing stock. I mean, we're not the laughing stock, but it's amazing how quickly we could turn into a joke.
It's the irrationality, the irrational fans, the irrational fan base as far as the Cowboys is concerned. Just like now, they've had 2 pretty good games.
We're going to Super Bowl.
They dominated these teams. And it's like I had somebody had text me about them. I said, look, we gonna do what we do. We normally start strong.
Yeah.
But when you get there up around that 10th game, some dumb shit gonna happen, and next thing you know, you're gonna look up, we're gonna be 500. So I'm not getting too excited until, later in the season.
You maybe win a conference championship.
I'm not one of those fans. I'll be cussing them out for too long.
You're a realist fan. You're a realist. The world needs those, so that's all good.
That's it, man. That's all I've had going on. What about you? Other than celebrating your 25th birthday this past Monday, I know you got a little artwork done on your arm.
I did. And I got a tattoo.
What else?
I'm tatted
what
up.
Else you have on?
Let's start with today, right? Because today was a long ass day. Today was a long ass day, and I just need to get some shit off my chest. So,
come on.
Today started at about 3:30 this morning when I woke up to some really bad stomach pain. And I laid in the bed because I thought said stomach pain would go away. Stomach pain didn't. It said, you should go to the bathroom. And I said, okay. So I got up, went to the bathroom, immediately started sweating, started being dizzy, started seeing dots. And I got real cold. So I just screamed for CJ because I didn't know what the hell's going to happen. I was like, if this is what passing out feels like, I think it's going to happen. But couldn't produce anything on the toilet, if you catch my drift. Neither end. But sat there in so much pain for about 30 minutes while CJ ran around the house frantically while I was asking for stuff like an ice pack, I needed I don't know. I can't even really remember what actually happened, but I know he was very helpful. He brought somehow there was a fan and he had brought me a towel so I could try to sit down and do something on the floor if I needed to. Okay. Brought me an ice pack. I don't know where he got this ice pack from, but it's, it's not ice pack no more because we didn't put it back in the freezer, but it was cold and he sat it on my neck and it's like it reset my whole nervous system. I don't know what it did, but anyway, the pain did not subside. I ended up having to force myself to upchuck a little bit and thought that would break. When you be like, all I need to do is throw up. When you be like that, all I need to do is throw up.
You sound like your mama when you say that. Cause
look,
go ahead, yeah.
Did it? That pressure ain't go nowhere. Threw up all I could, and I ain't really been eating like that because my stomach been hurting. So I think I mentioned it maybe 2 episodes ago where I was like, people be like, "Are you pregnant?" And I'm like, obviously not. But it's been hurting so much to where I haven't really been eating or whatever. So pain didn't subside. I ended up throwing up. Felt a little better, but not really. If I knew I needed to be at work today in office, so I was like, okay, we got to suck it up. We got to put on our big girl pants. We just turned 25. Come on, this is what 25 is for. So I sucked it up, went to work. That shit was terrible. Had a 2-hour meeting, presentation. I presented a really big project that I've been working on, the same one I've been mentioning probably since the start of this podcast, because that's how long this project has been going on. But we presented it to our stakeholders and they loved it. So it was a really smooth meeting, and my manager knew that I didn't feel well, so she kind of took over as far as moving forward the conversation, and I would just follow. Yes, and I just followed up on a few things that I knew I was in ownership of. So that whole meeting, stomach I ain't gonna say it wasn't hurting. It didn't bother me because I think my focus was elsewhere. But as soon as we said, thanks for coming to the meeting, my stomach said, hey bitch, you gotta go shit. And I said, and where our meeting was, there is no bathroom close, right? This story does not end with me shitting on myself because I know somebody is out there thinking it because I have a funny history with that, but
just the way you sound.
So I made it to the bathroom, right? Got there, didn't do anything. I sat there and it made all this noise. But nothing came out. So I'm sitting here and I'm starting to sweat again, and it's noon. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to the doctor. I'm gonna go to the doctor because it'll be me and I won't go and something will be wrong. So I was like, let me go to urgent care or something. I work, I got insurance. And they're like, they ask all the questions. And I'm like, okay, this is what's wrong. This is what's hurting. So we start out. I actually start off because I've been holding in this pee since I left work. And I'm like, okay. I said, are y'all gonna have me pee in a cup? Because so I need to do it now because I need to pee. So they hadn't even took my vitals or nothing, and they was like, yeah, let's get you to the bathroom. So I went and peed, and I was like, y'all run a test or something, because something is wrong. Something is wrong with me. So they come take my vitals or whatever. I'm getting in the waiting room, like the patient room or whatever. Doctor comes in and she's like, well, your test, they didn't have all the results. I don't know why I gave her that accent because she was Indian. She was like, the tests were negative for everything. And I was like, what is everything? And she was like, and she just said, all the infections. And I said, so what about pregnancy? And she was like, oh, yeah, that was negative too. And I kind of laughed at the thought of her meaning to include pregnancy in the infections term, like seeing a fetus as an infection. I thought that was funny. But then she was like, yeah, and so I'm going to give you an x-ray to see if I'm all backed up, which I want to pause the story because do you remember when you stayed home with me for like 2 days when I was full of shit, literally, and I could not use the bathroom, and I had to take that laxative,
Mm-hmm.
and they was like, yeah, you can't, she
Mm-hmm.
can't go to school. So I thought we was having this issue again, and I'm a little traumatized, and I still think we are. So they took the X-ray, and they was like, first of all, unprofessional as hell. Not the doctor. Well, she was too. She had no bedside manner, but the X-ray tech, unprofessional as hell. It's her and a little nurse friend giving me my X-ray, and they're looking at someone else's
Mm-hmm.
X-ray while they're doing mine, and all I hear them saying is, "Oh my god, that's a huge kidney stone," and I said, "Kidney stone," and then the girl poked her head out. She said, "Oh my god, no, not you. We're not talking about you," and I said, "Oh my god."
What the hell do
I was
y'all
so
do?
ready to put my pants on and leave, but they had me in there and I had to wait for them to leave. So lady comes back in, she says, well, your x-ray didn't show anything. So I'm just gonna say that it's your acid reflux. I said, what? Where did that don't even make sense, ma'am. I ain't said nothing about no acid reflux. She was like, I'm gonna prescribe you something for the acid reflux. And I said, you don't have to, because I'm not taking no medicine for no acid reflux that I don't have. So I was like, did it not show anything? She was like, well, do you have a primary care physician? I'm like, yes, lady. I'm 25. I'm grown. I got a primary care physician. And she told me to follow up with her if it didn't go away after this week. And I was like, well, this was a shitty visit. Came here for y'all to tell me that I'm not pregnant. I ain't got nothing in my belly like x-ray was. I ain't got no infections. Yay. But also to misdiagnose me, I feel like there was a lot more that could have been done. I'm just not really satisfied with my visit. I didn't
It's
get
it's, it's urgent care though.
There was no care
Do you
given.
really expect a lot?
There was no care given. Not even hey, here's some recommendations to get your bowels moving. I even had to be like, so can I get it? Is it okay to get a laxative from a pharmacy? And she was like, yes, that should work. And I'm like, okay. Not even no recommendations. No, here's an
Don't go
after
back to
visit
that place.
summary. Oh, I'm not. I'm absolutely not, because she also
Yeah.
I'm not gonna speak my other grievances about my reproductive organs, but she pissed me off saying some shit like, oh, since you have PCOS, like you don't I'm saying it even though I said I wasn't gonna say it, but she was like, you don't need to track your you shouldn't track your periods because you can't tell if they're late because you have irregular periods, and you don't need to be trying to figure out if you're late based off that app or when you ovulate because you have PCOS. So I was like, that's a weird way of saying, like, don't be educated about what your body does. You could have framed that a whole different way. And I was like, thanks for the recommendation. And then she left.
Sound like you need to stick with your primary physician.
Oh, me
You don't need to be going.
and her, we finna. But she didn't have no
Yeah.
appointments today. She didn't have no appointments until my next appointment that I already have scheduled with her. So I was like, I messaged her though to let her know what was up. So all that to say, after that, went to a pharmacy and I picked up these little chewable They taste good too. It's dangerous. It's real dangerous. These little chewable laxative gummy things. They haven't really worked because I'm still in a lot of pain. But they taste good, so I'm happy to keep taking them. But I know what a laxative can do, so I'm being very careful with my intake because I don't need no issues. If you can catch my drift,
I'm finna,
because
I'm, I'm, I'm finna go far on you. You
you
need
need
to go
some
get
milk
you
of
some of that citron
magnesia.
magnesium,
You need to get you some of
not
that
milk,
milk
the
of
citron magnesium
magnesia. Yeah, I saw it in the
in the
store too, and
green bottle.
I looked right past it because I said I'm
Why
not
you
doing
didn't
this.
grab? You should have grabbed some.
It just
You
looked
should have grabbed
nasty.
some.
I don't need that in my life.
It ain't supposed to be good.
They should make it look a little better. Nothing. There could be
No,
nothing I could
that's what's.
have that would make
See,
me reach for that.
that's.
I chose the
Hold
colorful
on. Didn't we
package.
just talk about you being? Didn't we just talk about you being 25 and grown?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take some words from Mr. Sanders. We've been lying to the kids for so long that they don't know what it feel like to hear the truth. You need to get you should have got that green bottle, that nasty shit. Drank you a
Mm-hmm.
couple caps full. I bet you wouldn't be still backed up right now. I promise you wouldn't.
Well, look, this is the
You
thing,
worried about
though.
how it
This
tastes.
is the thing,
Damn,
though.
I'm sorry.
I really don't think that
What?
I'm backed up. I think I'm gassy. I think
It
that
would
I'm
have made you
gassy.
fart too.
Oh, and I say I think I'm gassy simply because, like, there's not like when I say that there's really nothing that could be in here, like physical, number two wise, because I don't really eat like that. All I drink is water and juice. Um,
So you
and
don't eat?
not lately because I take a bite and then like I'm full, and if I try to eat some more, I get sick. So I have to take like little mini bites. Like I cooked a
Is this
beef
part of that
tips.
keto diet? Keto-ish
No,
diet?
actually, I think that might have something to do with it because I did have some cake over the
You
weekend,
got
which
your body is
confused.
confused. That's
And
what's
look,
wrong.
it don't help
Your
that
body is
I
confused.
randomly stopped taking birth control like a few months ago. Like everything, my body is a big question mark. She's like, bitch, what do you want? Do you want to be
What are you
regular
doing?
or do you want to be irregular? Because
That's
you saying
that's
one, your mind is
exactly what's
saying one
going
thing,
on.
but your body is saying another. And you know what? I'm okay with her punishing me for being so irregular. I'm gonna get back on track, but I just need her to get it together first. So that was my shit show of a day. And so if you catch me wincing, it's
Yeah,
because
that
I'm
was
having terrible stomach pain, or if I burp, I'm so sorry, or if I fart, but nobody will hear that. I'm in here by myself.
yeah.
So
Well, you gonna clear the whole room, your own
I'm gonna
room
clear
if
this
you
whole
fart.
block if I fart. Okay, they're gonna be like, "Who dropped a bomb over there?" They demolished the whole
If you
neighborhood.
ain't,
All them new builds gone. But yeah, so
how
that
was your
was
weekend?
today. My weekend was amazing. My weekend was great. So Siege planned. Well, he planned a day for me Saturday. So he was like, "Today is like your idea of a perfect day. So what does that look like?" So we started off. We went to get some breakfast. We were gonna go to Cracker Barrel because you know I love Cracker Barrel and their French toast and their syrup. Mama's French toast was calling my name, but First Watch was closer, so we went to First Watch. And based off
First
our
watch ain't
itinerary,
bad.
you been to First Watch? It's good, ain't it? That them all natural
Mm-hmm.
farm to table, freshly squeezed. It's a good spot, right? And so after that, I had
Absolutely.
breakfast. We went to Target because I needed some new jewelry, and Siege, he let me run it up in Target. He was like, "All right, you got $200 budget. You get whatever you want in here." So I was just going and getting all the jewelry, all the little $7 pieces of jewelry. So your girl is, he iced me out, you know. And I went over 200. It was like 250. I was like, I got you on
Of
the
course you
50.
did.
It wasn't on purpose. Look, he told me to get the item that put me over too. I was like, I need to put some of these back. He's like, I was like, I got you later. And then after the jewelry run, where did we go after that? We went bowling. We went to boat. We went and rode
Oh,
3 games. Yeah, I was thinking up that
okay. Just
alley. You would have
UNC?
been so ashamed. Yep.
Oh,
Went.
that's dope, man.
We did a little practice game, and he helped me on my form a little bit. I rolled like maybe 2 or 3 strikes, not in a row. But I think I never hit 100 though. That pissed me off. I was so mad every game because I was stinking. I was stinking. But when I had it,
You
I
hadn't
had it.
probably been bowling in a while though.
And the last few times I've been bowling, I had nails on, and so I didn't even really get to bowl like I wanted to. But this time I was like, yeah, I'm in there. So we did bowling. We had a few good games. Then we went to Dave and Buster's. Went to Dave's and Buster's to play some games.
Okay, Dave and Buster's.
Played a lot of games. I think we put maybe $100 or $200 on a card, and we just played all these fun games until it was time for us to leave, because then he had scheduled us a spa treatment at this really nice spa in Raleigh called Woodland Spa. Shout out to Woodland Spa. They were awesome. I got a facial and he got black sand treatment massage or something like that. He enjoyed himself, and I, of course, enjoyed myself. I love a good facial. Then we went to dinner at the restaurant where we got engaged there. And then I went home and went to bed because
that was a nice swanky
it had
joint.
been a long day. Yeah, so that was Saturday. Sunday, what did I do Sunday? Oh, I didn't really do much Sunday that I can remember, so nothing worth sharing. Monday, took the day off because it was my birthday. I turned 25.
Right.
And I went and got a tattoo. Went and got my first tat. Your girl's tatted up. Tatted up. Tatted up. Tatted up. Yeah, but
you're so happy about that.
I'm so happy, and I have so many more planned. And now that I know that it didn't hurt, stay just gave me play. And the girl who did my tattoo, she was a black girl with dreads, and she was so funny, and we were having just a good old time. And it wasn't expensive. I think I paid her like $120 total, including tip. And so I was like, yeah, when I find my people, I find my people, and I stick with them. So I already said, I got a similar idea for over here. She was like, everybody, she had me weak. She was like, everybody always come to me and they want me to do these damn butterfly and flower tattoos. I'm sick of doing butterfly and flower tattoos, so I'm glad you brought me something different because I like doing this one. And I said, bet, because I got a lot more on my Pinterest board that need to go in various places of my body now. Now that I know that I can tolerate getting one. What?
No, I just...
You used to say something.
She said butterflies and... what else?
Flowers.
She said she tired of doing butterflies and flowers. It's funny because earlier, before we got on here, I was scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, and it had this picture of this lady. She had just got a tattoo of a butterfly on her private part.
On her flower.
A butterfly.
Yeah, I know. She got a butterfly on her flower.
Yeah, and they was... And it had asked, they had, you know how they say, said what y'all think, or... And
like
these people was dragging this lady for getting a butterfly on her vajayjay. I'm like, man, that's that lady's decision.
Okay, that's between her and whoever's...
I understand that you putting the picture of it on social media.
Yeah, now
it opens you up to criticism from folks. And it was a little crooked. It did look a little like it was...
Well, our body parts are not all the way symmetrical. They could have reflected.
But this is true. This is true. It was just odd when you said butterflies. It made my brain go back to there, and I was like,
it busted a Yui. It was like, hey, we just talked about that. Back up real quick. We gotta talk about that.
Yeah, I just seen that.
But
yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just about to say, like, now that I know that it doesn't, so I won't say that it doesn't hurt, but it wasn't painful. It was more so just a new feeling that I had to get used to. But she did say that, like, when she finished doing something, and she had paused, and she was like, "Are you good?" And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, because I had my headphones in. I was doing my little breathing exercise. I was in a whole nother world.
You was in a whole nother place.
I was in a whole nother place. And she was like, this is actually a really sensitive area for a lot of people. Like, she was like, it doesn't hurt for you. And I was like, nah, not really. It's a little irritating. But it just felt like it just felt like somebody was trying to scratch a sunburn. Like it just was like annoying, but it wasn't anything that I couldn't tune out. So when I tuned it out, it only took her 40 minutes to do the tattoo. And she was like, she's like, voila. And I was like, you done? Like, I don't know why I thought I was gonna be there for hours. And she was like, yeah, girl, it don't take long. And I was like, oh, well, shoot, I could have snuck two in. You know, I could have get the other arm. Nah. But it's been a really fun process. And for those of you who aren't watching, you should be youtube.com/ at Dad Dardish's podcast, I think. But it is my tattoo is on my arm, and it is of a windowsill. And the windowsill has a view of a nice sun, and you can decide how you want to look at that sun. It can be a sunrise, it can be a sunset. For me, it is a sunset because it is a reminder that no matter how long the days may seem, they have to end at some point. So that's normally my little reminder, my little mantra to myself. Like today, it's been a long ass day. Sick of today. I don't want to relive today because my stomach is hurting. But guess what? It is 9:58 as we are recording this in my time. So the day is almost ending. And so that was my first tattoo as a reminder to myself. And then, you know, after that I just kind of chillaxed. Like I said, turned 25. Really, you know, it's funny you talk about the message thing about like getting older and feeling that a lot more, because that was like my main takeaway from my birthday. I was getting like really sensitive and stuff with people's birthday messages because a lot of times people will just send me, you know, happy birthday, which I have no issue with. I'm like, thanks, you know, thanks for thinking of me in the first place. But some people really took the next step further to either send me like a really long message or to send me like a voice note, just letting me know like how thankful they are to have me in their lives. And so I really appreciated it because, like I said, sometimes, like I've told CJ this a lot, like a recurring theme that's of mine in my young adulthood years is like feeling like efforts go unnoticed to hold space for people and be intentional about trying to bring happiness, bring a smile to others, and just be there, you know, be that person that people know they can go to. And I always try to hold those spaces for people. And when they use them, I'm very happy that they use them because that's like, that's what I've created for. And so just when people acknowledge that they did, you know, that I did pour into their cup, that meant a lot to me. So I was in the car getting a little emotional. My girls were sending me messages, my friends, and they're like, everybody was saying the same thing. They like, to know you is to love you. Like you key is key. Like you so supportive, she real.
Right.
And I was like, damn, it was cool to hear people like telling me about myself. I was like, oh, that was dope. I saved everyone too because I was like, when I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna listen to them because they told me I am a good person, and I am. And to transition into that, well, first, how you feel now that you got a 25-year-old daughter?
Man, all I'm gonna tell you is this: I get reminded every day that I'm getting older. So, with you turning 25, Mario getting ready to be 16, like, oof. I just know I'm just getting older, like, and I'm doing my best to embrace it. But when you waking up with some of these aches and pains and in your head, you think you can still do things physically, but you really, I mean, I'm not decrepit or anything like that, but I do recognize that I am getting older in my mind. Sometimes I be forgetting shit that I shouldn't forget. And I just be like, man, what the hell is going on? Like, I still try to eat right.
Do you still get frustrated with that?
Right.
Do you still get frustrated when you like forget stuff that you like think that you shouldn't be forgetting?
Yeah.
I don't think you can. I mean, you can attribute that to getting older, of course, but there's also just been an increased pressure of just staying alive the past few years that I think has had an effect on our mental. You know, like I of course I have mental health diagnoses that supposedly are the reasons why I can't do certain things, but I can't remember some stuff to an extent where like somebody will bring back the memory and I'm like, oh my God, how did I forget such a huge chunk like I had completely, somebody reminded me of something that we used to do in school at A&T. So not even at Howard. This is at A&T. And I was like, damn, we did used to do that after class. Like, that's crazy. I did that consistently. And that's just a memory that's just not there no more. Like how I used to babysit. I was a whole caregiver. That's insane.
You were.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ollie is
So the
probably
crazy
8
part
feet
is
tall. Jesus. Oh, gosh.
the crazy part is like when I'm around my people, I'll be the person who be coming up with the old shit. Like, dog, do y'all remember this? Or dog, do y'all remember that? Rodney especially, he's like, nigga, you know I smoke. I don't remember that shit. But then it'd be like something going on in my life. It'd be something going on in my life. And it might be something as simple as like my pocket knife. I can't never fucking keep up with a pocket knife or some sunglasses. Like, that's why I wanted to buy me some of those Deion Sanders brand shades, but I said I'm not spending that money on no damn glasses
that you know you probably end up losing.
I'm gonna fucking lose them.
Like I knew I was your daughter. Not that I had any questions, but
I know you're my daughter. Mm-hmm. But I bought some glasses from Mia Ageline glasses. I bought several pair. Nice glasses. I can only tell you what one pair of those glasses are. That's because I only wore them once, and they in the package at the house in Ullin. The other 3 or 4 pair, I have no idea where these glasses are. Like, I remember I had some Ray-Bans, some glasses. These glasses was not cheap. And I can't even begin to tell you where the fuck them glasses are. Like,
Ray-Bans?
It's just, yeah, little stuff like that just drive
Could they be
crazy.
here? Because there's a pair of Ray-Bans. I don't know if they're here from housewarming or if they're here from something that I'm just realizing that they're here. But there are a pair of Ray-Bans here. They might be somebody else's, but they're not mine. They're just black. They're black.
What they look like?
I don't know what. I would go get them. I don't know where they're located. Yours was black.
Like
Yours, you too cool to have black. You too cool for that. You said that's a 20-year-old shit.
That, but mine was
I'm 40 something.
Silver frame, like a silver fox, an old cat.
Not a silver fox. Not a silver fox. Real quick before I forget, speaking of how I like to make people's days, this happened, I think, 2 weeks ago, but I forgot to mention it on the last episode. I was driving to work. And so since I've been working on this project, I've been getting to work like a lot early to where I'm on schedule with the school buses now that school has started back. So I'm like 5 minutes from work, and there's this apartment complex that faces like the main street or the main, side street or whatever. So the kids are out there waiting on the bus. Whole bunch of black kids, whole bunch of little black kids. All I see is my cousins. All I see is my little cousins. And so I turn and I see them, and it looks like there's a lot of traffic happening. So I'm like trying to pay attention to traffic or whatever. And it looks like they're like waving us down to the point where I thought there might have been an accident or something. But as I get closer, I realize that they are doing the honk your horn, big truck sign. And every car passing, they just want somebody to honk. And you have an opportunity to see that these kids want you to honk, right? So once I realized they want me to honk, I was boom, boom, boom. And they was so, you would have thought that I threw hundreds of dollars of bills outside my window. They was like, yeah! And I was just happy to do that. And that put the biggest smile on my face. I had never been so excited to go to work. So now I try and catch them. Like, when they see my car coming. And today it was like 2 kids out there, though. I was like, somebody probably missed the bus or I'm running late. But I honked, it was one little girl. She was like, ah. But I thought that was, and then I was mad at all the other drivers because I'm like, why y'all ain't honk y'all damn horns? Stop being mean. Be nice to the kids. That was when I was 24, though, I might be 25 now and be like, it's not worth honking. That's so 24. JK, I'm honking. I'm gonna honk till my horn don't work no more. But yeah. So yeah, that's been my last couple of days of my life. As we are now almost an hour into this episode. Cool. I had a lot to talk about, apparently. Had to get that off my chest. So,
Hey, if it ain't nothing, it's a place to unwind.
okay. It reminds me, I need to schedule therapy. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey
You
Cyrus.
gonna do that right now?
I just please remember to
What are we
remind
gonna
me.
do?
Alexa, remind me tomorrow at 4 p.m. to schedule a therapy appointment.
Wow.
Okay, I'll create a reminder for tomorrow at 4 p.m. This reminder sounds important. Would you like me to follow up on it until it's completed?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'll follow up every hour until you tell me this is done.
Oh, she said she gonna follow up every hour. Jesus. Okay, I didn't need all that. But if I didn't do it now, I was gonna forget, and I need to schedule that therapy session. But yeah, you had something to say?
No,
Because I was
no,
finna pull the
just
pin out of
flabbergasted about what you
football.
got going on.
What I do?
Pull the pin. Pull the pin out of football.
What did I
do? You scheduled a therapy session right in the middle of this podcast episode recording.
I mean, if that's not a daddy daughter issues moment, I don't know what is.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I was gonna pull the pin out of sports and bring the conversation back up. There's a lot of football. And let me preface this. Because this time last year, I did not know much about football. And I would just the whole theme around football was just very comforting because it meant that it was fall. I loved hearing the NFL sound, the sun, like and hearing the announcer voice. Okay. That's a very comforting. I don't know it. Like growing up, I just remember Sundays was mostly like we sitting at home resting. And there's going to be a football game on whether I want to watch it or not. So that has always just been a very comforting noise to me. And I realized that I was not alone in that. A lot of girls do that. That being said, I have taken the opportunity to learn football, but I'm still learning. Mm-hmm. So if y'all hear me talking something and saying something and that shit don't sound right, it probably ain't right. But you got to catch my drift and hopefully somebody corrects me. Because I would, in honor of being Christopher Lyles' wife, I would hate to embarrass him on here talking about football. But I like to talk football. But some stuff I don't be knowing what I'm talking about for it. Like I don't know names for things, but I see them happening.
Wait a minute. Pause. Pause. I don't know how much more embarrassing you could be to Siege being the wife of a Washington Commanders fan.
You saw it and you took it, didn't you? He looked at his cheek. He, as we speak, his cheeks just like look up here. He probably texting you some bullshit now. He texting you for the talk all types of junk. Oh, you better hope y'all win this next time y'all play, because he gonna have all kinds of junk to talk. Don't let them make it nowhere.
I was texting him the other day. I was texting him the other day when they was playing. The game got close, and I sent him a text. He said I almost jinxed him.
He told me that too. Yep. He's like, your daddy almost jinxed me. And I was like, you talking to my daddy? What y'all talking about? Oh, it's Sunday. Okay, football. But yeah, so I was wanting to talk some football with you. Like I'm, man, let's talk football. Football. Touchdown.
I don't know how much football I can talk with you.
Okay, let's talk this.
Pay attention to a few themes.
Well, me too. Okay, so let's talk Deion Sanders. Okay, because I think we talked about him. We talked about them last episode, and then of course, I mean, Deion Sanders is Deion Sanders, and we have another week of talking points. First of all, the game. How did you expect them to go in? And I know a lot of people were saying like they were like, oh, this is just they played them this week, but they, then they play like Oregon, then they play, USC. They just, they got that game next week, talking about Colorado. And they're like, everybody was acting like they was just going to win with no effort. The Buffs.
They didn't think they were going to win with no effort. Like the people that be talking the game, you don't pay no attention to them because they don't know what the fuck they talking about. I listen to Deion and I listen to people like former players talk about football. I don't pay no attention to some of these commentators, some of these podcast hosts, some of these people that, you know, they're not going to give Deion Sanders or Colorado the respect that they have earned. I ain't gonna say that they deserve. They deserve some respect now. But the way that Deion is a threat to too many people, and the way that he approaches life, not just football, the way that he approaches life, he's a threat. He's a confident black man. And there's so many people in the world that's still threatened by that. And it's so unfortunate because in that bullshit they put out about him, to me, they miss what he does, what he provides those kids.
Did you see the 60 Minutes
special? Kids
special?
look up to him. I absolutely did, yes.
How did you feel about it?
I mean, I think some of the questions was bogus, but Deion handled it like Deion does.
Like a motherfreaking pro. Okay, because I'm just to talk about the 60 Minutes special from a comms perspective. I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, what kind of question is it? Like, it felt like they was going in to show. It felt like they went with the mission to pull the curtain and reveal the facade and say, you know, he says he's this, but he's really like this. And it's like when it wasn't going the way that they wanted it, like all the questions were framed in a very negative way, to the point where I was like, is this 60 Minutes or am I watching Fox News? Like, I was really to the point where I kind of tuned out. So they might even made a redemption. But when they got on there and started talking, and the guy was like, well, I got to push back. You know, you said so and so. Do you not think that, you know, you as a parent, you're a parent of a player. What if your son said, Dad, coach, we got a new coach, and he said, I might want to enter the transfer portal. And it's like he framed it in such a way that if you were just watching that one clip and you knew nothing about Deion, like you would really think, oh, this man is really, he just want to win. Like that, like it just didn't frame it right for me. I feel like they could have done a lot better with that. And that upset me because that was a real chance for them to get, you know, to get a good message out there. But that's the you don't thing, expect though. Anything less or more.
There's the threat, they don't really think he lives a life that he preaches to the kids and that he preaches to people. They don't think he lives that life, but the man, he keep telling y'all, look, this is me. This is who I've been since day one. This is who my mother raised me to be. And
his mama is hilarious.
I don't know. There's nothing fake about that dude. Like, I said it last week. Like when I watched the post game interview. I watched the 60 Minutes interview, and every time I hear the man talk, just the way that he talks, I just get a kick on how he deals with the kids and how the kids look up to him and how those kids want to run through brick walls for him. And he is creating men out of kids, like young boys. He's transforming young boys into men. Ain't got nothing to do with football. Hold on. Huh? I want in on it. Get out of here. But
I'm keeping that.
It's a whole.
I'm keeping that.
It's a whole. That was my buddy. That was G Baby. He just got here today. That's our extra guy that wasn't here, but he just got here today. Gonna be working with us.
Oh, shout out G Baby.
But yeah, the thing with Deion is it's just amazing to me. I love it. I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it. I love it. I love
for
what
me.
He got going on. I hope they go undefeated. I hope Shadur gets the goddamn Heisman. I hope they just dominate everything. I really do.
Me too. And I hope Travis makes a full comeback from his
be all right.
Being out. I don't doubt it. But
do you think that was a dirty hit by that guy, by that player?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You think so?
What do you think? You don't think so? I saw that the coach said he saw the footage and he didn't think so. But I felt like.
Well, that's what the coach is supposed to
And
say.
I felt like I was being gaslit.
The rest of the game.
I felt like I was being gaslit because the hit was dirty, and then everybody, well, the people who were saying that it wasn't, was like, I was a clip, and it's like, no, that hit was dirty as hell. Anybody, even if you didn't know football, I mean, I saw it, and I was like, why did he do that? It just didn't make sense. And it's like, you did that for what? So now your mama and daddy getting death threats, so you can make a hit since you made a hit. And now they want us to be, I mean, people are shitty on the internet, yes. But, I mean, come on now. You play with the lighter. You play with the fire. You gonna get burned.
People got to understand consequences.
Actions have consequences. And one thing about Black people now, and this is Black people. Deion has built a little fan base outside of the Blacks. But them Black people will ride for the people that they love. I mean, just look at the aunties with R. Kelly. They gonna go to the end for the people that they. I'm saying how hard they go. I'm elaborating how hard they go for the people that they are fans of. These people will defend Deion, defend everything he is working for. And with that, you have some of the unhinged folks, like in my R. Kelly example, the folks who go to the courthouse to be like, let him out. No, you got the same people on Deion and that's like, we finna send, I found your address. We finna dox you in the name of Deion Sanders. Even though that ain't nothing Deion represent. But this crazy ass fan, and that's something that boy should have thought of before he decided to do that. Do you think that he ruined? I don't know I don't know how social commentary rolls into football. Do you think that decreased his chances of any advancement as far as like NFL goes? Just that one.
Who? The boy that did the hit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I feel like it said a lot of for me, it was just dirty, right? And it did, even if Colorado was playing good and I was rooting for them, like Colorado State, I would have been like, what? Now, why would you do that? Like, it says so much about his character just as a person, just right there. And I understand being an athlete and playing the game, but like, that was very deliberate. And the way he even the way he stood there and then walked out, like
tried to flex. He
tried to flex. It just looked real dirty, and I love that Shadur pulled up on him right after. And was ready, So I don't know. I just really, that's the emotional person in me too, where I'm like, oh my God, that could have been on any of my football friends.
No, here's how you look at that. When somebody deliberately does something that's distasteful or negative like that, he's going to get his. It may not come. It might not have came in that game. It may not come in the next game. But there is somebody out there that saw that he's got to play, and they got his number. And we may not ever know who it is, but somebody gonna get his ass. I promise you. It works like that in sports. It don't have to be no campaign to get this coach to put him on the bench, to get the school to suspend him. Nah, y'all ain't got to do none of that. Sports got a way of working shit like that out. I promise you. It's coming. It's coming. And you may not even know that's why it happens, but it's something gonna happen because you don't do dirty shit like that in sports. Not in sports.
Not in sports, and you don't do it in life. The daddy-daughter Jesus mantra. Don't do that. Be a good person. Don't be shitty. Because that was dirty. And then what I didn't like, in addition to hurting Travis Hunter, it was a talking point. Like, I mean, we're talking about it right now. Like, it took away from the great game that was played because.
So yeah, that's why I ain't giving it a lot of energy.
Oh, I am. But he's getting his. He's getting his. Prayers up for Travis.
He gonna get it on the
Travis is
field.
good
I'm
too.
telling you.
Travis seemed good, but they care about his health, so I'm sure he is not gonna really stop when
Dion
they
gonna
do
make
get out
sure
there.
Travis he'll be back
But I
when
can't wait
he's
to see
supposed to get back
how
when
he
he's
performs
healthy.
on that field. I love watching. Like I said, I think I said this. We were podcasting on a Super Bowl. No, we weren't. Were we? I don't know. But with like the Chiefs, I'm like a fan of Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce because I like watching them play with each other because I like seeing their team chemistry. With Colorado, especially since me and CJ, we watch like the vlogs. We watch literally, we come home and turn on like it's the news. So you grow like an emotional connection with these guys because you see how hard they work for it, and you see, what they're going through on the back when they're not on the field. You see how hard they work it out. You see an extra mile, and so I think I had a lot more emotional, what you call it, emotional equity in the situation with Travis because I'm like, you just heard Travis. Like Travis, he the main character of the vlogs. He the one I love seeing.
That's my
He
dog.
because he's so goofy and
Yeah.
if I was a man and I played football, I feel like I would be like Travis because he still gets shit done, but he has fun, and I love that about him. And he just in him and Shadur and their chemistry on the field. I really just it's like a work of art.
They've
Really,
been
it's like it's magic.
they've been playing together for so long though.
Mm-hmm.
He's like another brother to
Yeah.
Shadur and
He's like a son
the
to
other
DR.
boy.
Shiloh.
Shiloh.
Yeah.
They've
And
been
I
together
love
for a long time.
how different they are, the brothers. Because Shadur, he got to work on his. I don't know. They need to build his charisma on the public screen. Because Shiloh got it.
Build that.
Well, they need to work on it. He should have it, right? He should okay, so it's in him. He needs
not
to
necessarily.
He needs to. I'll say this. I like the answers that he gave at the press conference after. I like the answers that he gave when his brother was in the room versus when his brother wasn't in the room. Shadur is gonna say he gonna give you an answer, but it's not gonna really be a straightforward answer. And then Shiloh is gonna reroute him on the right track to actually answer the question to make Shadur say more and go into more detail. Because they'll be like, how'd you feel playing this game? And Shadur be like, it's cool. And then Shiloh will be like, it was a great game, but blah, 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 blah. And then Shadur is forced to say more, but he, his personality comes. I feel like we don't get to see all of Shadur, which I'm sure is intentional on his end. But I like to see that balance come out with them too.
What else you got?
I got headline. Oh shit! We've been talking for a whole hour. Oh, I talked way too much. Okay. Let me see. My friend, shout out to Lena. She took a dope picture of the Cowboys. She took a lot of dope pictures during that game, and she's in a picture, like a real dope picture. Somebody took a picture of her taking a picture of the guys. Like I hope she gets it framed. It's such a good. She's sitting on the sideline with her big ass camera, and the guys, they just scored a touchdown. And they all huddled up to get like in front of the camera with her, and I just have to see the picture because it's a work of art. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know why you haven't sent me that picture.
Yeah, you follow the Cowboys on Insta. If you do, you might have seen them. But also,
I don't like them that much. Go ahead.
Quick plug, just for the comedy. If y'all like a little everyday laugh, some of my favorite podcasters, James Petrogallo and Chevy Wisman, they just released a podcast called Your Stupid Opinions, where they are reading
Who?
The people?
You said their names so fast. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. My favorite podcasters, James Petrogallo and Jimmy Wisman. You don't know them. I promise you don't. You don't.
I don't.
But they just released a new podcast called Your Stupid Opinions. And on their podcast, they're reading the reviews that people leave for things, places, towns, products. And they're comedians, so they're making fun of it. So if y'all need a good laugh, just go listen to Your Stupid Opinions. They dropped it on my birthday, so I feel like it was, a little gift to me. Because we close like that. But yeah, it's funny, it's hilarious. Y'all go check that out before I read y'all these depressing, concerning headlines. Ready for this? Here we go. Elon Musk. Do you know this man
What did he
is
say? Cause I
he is about his company for brain implants is about to start human trials to be fully
in what
implantable.
country?
That's a great question. I'm sure here he got FDA approval, which I'm still trying to read up on because I don't understand how. I'm sure he paid them off, but it will the company announced that the company's name is Neuralink, and it's a brain implement startup company. So the company announced that the human trials will be used to evaluate the safety of its fully implantable wireless brain computer interface. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a load of shit, and I don't know how they got FDA approval. Um, but I don't see it going anywhere because there is when they tested it on animals, the animals died, and there was like a 32 or 23% failure rate, which when testing is an astronomically high rate to say that anything is ready to go to market. So if y'all out there listening, if y'all are that advanced where you like, ooh, I would trust a chip in my brain, maybe reconsider. But if you reconsider and then you proceed to say I still want to do it, just hold off a few hundred more years because I don't think that that's happening in our lifetime.
Nah, just go on and get it. Go on and get it. Go
No,
on and
if you
get it.
want to keep
Go
hearing this
volunteer your
podcast,
brain
don't
and
you
your
do it.
body.
Don't you do it. Don't you
Ain't
do
none
it.
of our listeners that goddamn stupid.
I hope not.
Go on, if you listening and you want to go get it, go on get it. Let them put a chip in your head.
On the bright side,
Die.
Elon did say he's gonna be a participant. He didn't say in this trial though, but he said he's gonna be one of the first when it goes to market. So
yeah, he's not telling the truth.
Oh, absolutely not.
He's not being truthful.
I did more research actually, and he just like with Tesla, he actually he stole somebody else's research that was already stolen from somebody else.
Shit on his own.
Ain't done shit, but got born from some parents who got rich in Africa. And now he feels like he can do any and everything that he wants because for some reason the world supports him. Elon Musk, if you are hearing this, I do not support you. I don't even use your freaking platform that you bought and ruined because who the fuck will see x.com in their search history? Not me, especially at work.
Is that what they renamed Twitter?
X!
Ain't it something X? Yeah,
it's just X.
Some bullshit. But
formerly known as Twitter. And you know what's crazy? I mean, not that if anybody's in the web and they understand, they'll understand. But when you type in www.x.com, it takes you to Twitter. When it should be, if you type in www.twitter.com, it should take you to X. X is acting as if they're the old company and they're redirecting to twitter.com as if they're the new company. That's not how it should be. But next up in headlines, because I think this is hilarious for some reason. I don't know. It just feels really weird. The Senate is no longer enforcing dress code for its 100 members. So they can now wear anything that they would like. They don't have to wear suits no more.
That's all. That's what the fuck they voting on over there. All the shit going on in this country, and they worried about a dress code.
They just
in
said
the Senate chambers.
They might not have voted on it. Somebody said they wasn't enforcing the dress code no more though, and somebody said he was coming in pajamas and a hoodie, and somebody said they can't wait to see who wears the first "I'm with stupid" T-shirt. And
that's the problem.
Like the world is burning.
Ignorant ass place.
The world is burning.
It's so much craziness going on. You got people living on the streets. You got people dying for no reason. You got people scared. You got the government trying to have these aliens or whatever they call them officially. Them
ETs.
The politically correct term. Yeah.
We're not aliens anymore. It's derogatory.
Right. But the people who are basically in charge with making the laws are up there talking about a fucking dress code.
A fucking dress code.
Yeah.
But do you know a law that I did want to discuss that I did not put in my notes? So if I'm off point, don't charge it to my head. Illinois, it became, I think, active today. They're now the first state that does not have cash bail anymore. So if you do go to jail, you being held will be determined by a judge, based on the extent of your crime. Now, the people who are against this says that it is going to lead to higher crimes, even though studies show that it doesn't. And people who are for it says that, hear me carefully here. People who are for it says that it's going to benefit Black people because we will no longer be held because we don't have money. Instead, they're thinking that we won't be held because a judge is going to say, you good. Now, I want to know your thought.
Yeah.
How realistic do you see a judge in Illinois that's not Cook County? But I mean, I know this law is for Cook County, but this would just be where we from. It's not Cook County. How you feel about that? Because I feel like it's great intentions, but I feel like it's not gonna be. I feel like what people are saying. Oh, this is Black people are gonna benefit from
what
this.
They're saying is that. So they're basically saying that they're taking the cash incentive out of holding people. Mm-hmm. So the state ain't gonna make no money for holding people since they ain't gonna get no cash bond or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't really know. I haven't done any research on that, but
you haven't.
If you leaving, if you leaving if you doing things to, let me be careful. If you ain't got the time, don't do the crime. Keep your ass out of the police way. Keep your ass out of the judge way. Because if you gonna go do something stupid with the idea in mind that, well, ain't no cash bond, so I ain't gotta worry about putting up no bond, the judge gonna side with me. Probably not, man.
You are sadly mistaken, sir.
It's not gonna happen. The judge is gonna enforce. What do they do? They uphold the law?
Something like that.
He's gonna.
I think uphold. Yeah, that sounds about right.
He's probably going to do more of sticking to the letter of the law than siding with your goofy ass. Like, just stay out the way, man.
Just go home.
Stay out the way.
Stay out the way. I like that.
Get a life. Stay out the way.
Go get you a trade. Don't go to college either because that's a scam. Get you a trade. Go be a plumber or something.
Don't tell people don't go to college.
Why not?
It's not.
Hopefully they have some nuance to understand. People have nuance to understand. Okay, she's not talking to me because I clearly want to go to college so I can be a doctor. Okay, but if you don't know what you want to do with your life, don't go to college unless you just got it like that.
Well, that's different than saying don't go to college.
Okay, semantics. Are we in a Facebook comment?
You don't have to say it again. No, I'm just saying.
Okay, I saw what was that? Either next door or Facebook, somebody was like, oh, she was like, northerner here. It was for my town. And so she was like, northerner here. You could tell I'm a northerner because I use my horn. And this is so random, but this is the shit that people be like, I'm going to put this on Facebook. She said, you could tell I'm from the north because I use my horn in traffic. Had to use it today. And people was like, who said that people from the north are the only people that use horns? And she was like, a few people I talked to down here, they said they don't use their horn. And they was like, oh, so you talked to all 200 million people in there? And I just thought that was so funny because I'm like, honey, you had 2 conversations with somebody. You said, boom, I'm the only person in this business that don't use my horn. Even though horns are a national thing on all cars, I'm the only one who uses it because I'm from the north. I said, anything for some damn identity. Okay, we was talking about college. If y'all don't want to go to college, but y'all need something to do, Amazon is hiring hella workers for the holiday. And I don't really mess with Jeff Bezos like that, but Amazon is very beneficial to me.
Not just Amazon. FedEx and UPS hire people every holiday, upswing in the holidays. They do a big
This is
old
true.
hiring deal too.
This is true. But Amazon's doing like a whole marketing campaign for it, to the point where it was in the news. So they're going to hire over 250,000 employees for the holiday season. And they're going to be offering starting at $20 an hour. So don't know if anybody needs that opportunity, but if you know somebody who does, tell them to keep their eye out. Because, I mean, if you can work on your feet and lift 20 pounds worth of heavy object, y'all know what the little checklist be saying. If you need something to do, go make you some money. Go make you some money. And well, there was one
I might
more.
go put in an application.
No, you're not. No.
You right.
No. Oh, and lastly, hackers have been targeting casinos in ransomware attacks. MGM's business has been disrupted for days, and Caesars paid about half of a $30 million ransom demand. First of all,
wait a minute, half of a what?
Half of a $30 million ransom demand.
Oh wow.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's so what's really scary, right? I'm not a fearmonger whatsoever, right? But our next world war is not gonna involve an army or fighting on land. It ain't gonna start like that. All hackers have to do, I say all like it's super easy, but once they do it, hacking, that technological terrorism, that's a whole new dangerous, that is super scary to think about, because when you think about how much we rely on technology and satellites, and this not really have to do with the casino, but just the hackers in general, like that's super scary. And I've been reading a lot of research that, and people's like experts are like, yeah, our next world war will not be started, on the ground. Like we think big bombs and stuff. Yeah, that's the 90s way. That's the 1900s way of doing things. But nowadays, we just gonna cut off all your satellites and make it so you can't use your debit card, and make it so your car don't know where it's going, and all these other things that you don't even realize you dependent on tech for. So I say all that to say,
stuff that you take for granted.
Mm-hmm. Maybe go outside and touch some grass. Learn how to communicate without using phones. I'm not a end of the world prepper, but to make sure shit in house is up to standards, so that if shit do hit the fan, maybe you don't go up with it, or maybe you don't go so fast. But yeah. You got any closing remarks? Because man, I have a letter that brought me so much joy this week.
No, you go ahead with the closing remarks.
All right, we got us a Dear John letter, and
I figured you had a Dear John letter.
He even gives us a dad joke to wrap it up. So you decide. Do you want to end on his dad joke, or do you want me to read it all and then I give you my dad joke?
Go with his.
All right.
Let's go with his.
Okie dokie. Let me pull up my board so I can do this the right way. Okay. All right. All right. Dear John letter, 5 days ago. What it do, fam? Did miss you all, but we understand how life takes its turn in our lives because we missed a week, First, shout out to the September birthdays: Squeaky, Papa John, Wink, and King B, my son Mark. Tattoos. Yeah, Fari not happy. LOL. I wanted one myself, but now I feel I'm too old. You are not too old. You can always go get you a tattoo.
Ain't too old.
You go get you. We go get one together. We go get one together. Here's your dad joke. I heard this. It's pretty old, but I couldn't stop laughing. What did the left butt cheek tell the right butt cheek?
What?
Together, we can stop this shit. He said, I'm out.
That's a good one.
Hilarious. He said, we can stop this shit. I'm going to stop this shit. I was playing the outro music, but it didn't want to start playing. It was trying to, what is it doing? Okay, technical difficulties, go technical. We're going to do the outro.
That's all right. I'm going to see you on Sunday.
Yes, I'm going to see you on Sunday. You want to record in the morning or in the...
I ain't recording
afternoon?
In the morning, man. It's going to be in Sunday
Not like
afternoon / evening.
I'm talking more like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah, between the second football game in the afternoon and before Sunday night football.
That sounds good. I like that. I like that.
Is that it?
Yep. We'll see y'all next week.
Y'all be good. If you can't be good at it.